Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Aham Padarthaya Shivaya Paramatmane Namaha. Ya Maya Madhukairapa Pramadini, Ya Mahi Shonmolini, Ya Dhumrekshana Chandamunda Madini, Ya Rakta Bijashini, Ya Sa Shumba Nishumba Darbadalani, Ya Siddha Lakshmi Para, Swachanti Namakodi Mutsikida, Mampadu Vishweshwari. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ पुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम् Om Aingara Hrinkara Rahasya Yukta Shrinkara Gudartha Mahavibhutya Omkara Marma Pradivadinibhya Namo Nama Shri Guru Patikapyam Bindu Trikona Vashikona Dashara Yugma Manvastranakatala Samyuta Shodasharam Vruddhatrayam Cha Dharani Sadanatrayam Cha Shri Chakrametatu Uditam Paradevatayaha Bhumau Skalita Patanam Bhumireva Valampanam Tvaijata Aparadhanam Tameva Sharanam Shive. Om Shri Madre Namaha. Harihi Om. Namaskaram. So, with the grace of God, we are in the 17th verse of the Soundarylahari text. So we are seeing the importance of the text in the Adhyatma Vidya Bhava. Of course, these texts can be interpreted in so many ways, must be interpreted in so many ways. For example, the word meaning as such gives you the poetic expression of Bhagavad Pada, and generally it gives a direct meaning. Then that meaning is taken to be an upasana margam, in which case it is applied at two levels. The psychological level, where it is everything is represented in the microcosmic way, in the andandam, in your pindandam, in which it is exist. The third way is in the Bhagirmukhas Upasana, where we see the artham to give an indication toward worshipping the cosmic universe as a Parashakti. Of course, then there are great yogis, tantric upasakas, who analyze these verses by splitting the padachedam, and identify the aksharas, bijaksharas in that. And they will say, Klim is here, Hrim is there, and all that. And therefore, the Sostram becomes very worship-worthy, with the bijaksharam there, mantram there, and all that. So we are only seeing at a layer where we are able to reason out the intent of the Bhagavad Pada and enjoy the poetic beauty as well as the Advaita Anubhuti's sadhana. How the Ambal is taking us towards the Savashakti Yuktya. So in that, the 15, 16, and we saw 17, maybe we'll recap it today in the last class. So these three are very important sutras. See, when Ambal was shown as a Brahma Shakti, and therefore she is Nirguna Brahma, there is no form for her. Nirvajaniyam, you can't really talk about her. Gunatitam, she is beyond all these attributes. But then for our own Upasana Hetu, Bhagavan started giving Ambal's form in a gross form, in a stula form. In Ambal looks like this with the slender hips and the beautiful face and all that. So that it gives us imagination for us to behold Ambal's beatitude in your heart, which is important. Then Bhagavan started explaining Ambal in the form of Sri Chakram. Very rakasyam it is. It is about all this, the form cannot be defined, but it's a geometry. So worship like that. Then on the 15, 16, 17, he started showing Ambal as a mantra swarupini. Yantra swarupini, mantra swarupini. So that's what we saw. So in the, excuse me. Yeah. In the 15th verse, Sarajosna Shuddham Sashiyuta Jata Juta Makutam Bharatrasatrana Spatika Katika Pustakakaram Sagrunatva Natva Kadamiva Satam Sandidatate Madhukshirakdraksha Madhuri Madhurina Panidaya Kavindranam Chetak Kamalavana Balada Parushim Bhajante Eshandak Kadeshidaruna Meva Bhavatim Virinji Preyasyas णतरण Gabhira birvakbir vidadati satam ranjanamami Savitri birvacham sashimanishila bangarushibihi vaśyāḥ janani sanchintayati yaha Sakarta kavyānam bhavati makatam bankirushibihi Vachobhirvagdevi vadana kamala moda madurai. So we saw that in the last class. Just to recap, in the 15th verse, when we say Sarajosna Shuddham, there what we saw, Ambal is being meditated upon by the sadhus. How? Like the moon of the autumn season, flawless, white, unblemished, and with the Vara Abhaya, some Spatika Katika Pustakamala and everything he was there. So there, the importance is worshipping Ambal as a Sattva Guna Rupini. Then we refine the definition. It is not Ambal as a Sattva Guna Rupini, because Ambal is Gunatiti, but as a sadhu. When you are a devotee, with your mind controlled, senses controlled, savadhanam, samadhanam you have in your mind, you worship Ambal as Sattva-guna Rupini. Yat bhavana tat bhavet. The way you think, the way you worship, the way you look at anybody is how your heart is feeling about it. So when you are a sadhu, for you Ambal is Sattva-guna Rupini. And for the sadhu, intellect is not at all important. It is secondary, because he has known everything he has now subdued his knowledge. His curiosity is subsidized now because he knows the truth. Therefore, his mind is what he focuses on. The mind has to have egagram. The lotus of the mind, therefore, looks at the moon of the Ambar's face, and then it converges, get the egagram. This we saw in the 15th verse. I mean, what's the prayojanam of that? For the sadhu, therefore, every word, madhukshirat draksha, so his every word becomes so sweet, like honey and like a milk and the grapes. So it's a kind of a simile, you can say, poetic simile, because words are not something you can taste in the tongue. Words are to hear, right? But here it means the taste is given because it transcends your hearing senses. The mind is what absorbs all the sensory functions, is it not? Mind is what sees, but even though eye sees it. Mind is what hears, even though the ears hear it. Therefore, mind is the one that tastes it. So when it hears the sadhu's words, you get fulfilled, you get blessed. Sometimes we experience it, no? When we meet some Mahaniyas and they talk something nice, you are at peace. So that peace comes because the Madhukshirat Draksha, we saw that Shruti, Smriti, Puranas. So without any effort, those sadhus, when they give any conversation towards you, the words will be filled with the Vedic knowledge, Vedic jnana. Sat, Satyam Vada, Priyam Vada. Therefore, naturally, you feel compelled to be with them because it gives you peace, it gives you bliss. So that's the first. Then you can't just be with the Sattva-guna alone because it's impossible. And in embodied life, in the transactional world, you have to work, you have to make money, you need to earn money, give it to the family, give it to the needy, do satkaryas, you do the bhajan, parayanas, discourses, listen. So all the actions you need to do. The action requires a different attribute in you, which is called rajas. Rajas means action, emotions, actions. But the actions and emotions cannot be without sat. If it is far away from the sat, sattva guna, it becomes, horrible. Destroying somebody is an action. Stealing something is an action. Rajas, but those are not good things. They are not virtues. They are venerable things to do. But here we are talking about when the sattvam is giving birth to rajas, then what happens? You are able to act. So action requires intellect. Mind alone is not enough. Therefore, here the heart, which is in the 15th verse, is the mind as a lotus. Here, Kavindranam Chetaka Kamalavana Balata Parishi. Bala Atapa Ruchi Kamalavanam. So his brain, his intellect, his intellectual faculty of the mind, which is like a lotus forest. There's so many thoughts, so many things. But the lotus have to blossom. Therefore, Ambal now comes not as a moonlight, but as the rising sun. Aruna. So, Arunameva Bhavati. So, he comes as a Aruna. Therefore, the red, orange, white and red mixed, orange color she comes in. And therefore, when you do bhajante now, in the 15th Natva, just do namaskaram, the sadhus. But for us who are with the rajas, Just namaskaram is not enough. You just cannot say, I just go to temple, say hello to God and go. No, you have to do aradhana, you take pujas. So you do the pujas, then your words become epic, kavyam. What kind of kavyam it is? Kabirabir Vagbhihi Vidadati Sadam Ranjanam Ami. For the sadhus, your words, your writings, your whatever you do, whatever you produce, your actions, everything you do is pleasing to the hearts of these sadhus. That's what you need. The best certificate that you do for your actions is that is appreciated by some magniyas, some great souls. So here it says, because you have the Ambal's kripa and you worship Ambal as Arunavadani, Aruna Saraswati, creating in you this poetic prowess. So we saw that in the second verse. So you can see the difference now. We are moving away from the Sattvaguna Namaskaram by a sadhu stage, which ultimately we should get. But then we do the Aruna Saraswati worship, puja, aradhana, then you get a better Vak Shakti. The 17th one, Savitri Pirvasam Sashimani Shila Bangarushibihi. Here, Sashimani Shila Bangarushibihi vasanyātyaබhistē saka-janani sancintayaka. O Janani, O Mother. So here, Bhagavad Padal is taking us a little bit deeper to the root of your knowledge. So, Tvam Yaha Sanchintayati. Sanchintayati means, Chintayati means thinking, meditating. Sanchintayati means with Shraddha you meditate. See the first one, 15th is Namaskaram by the sadhus. 16th is Puja by the virtuous people who has understood Ambal's Upasana. But even for them and for everybody, you have to do Dhyanam. All the time meditating upon the Ambal. But how does he do here? He is meditating upon the Ambal like Vaśyāḥ saha. Saha means with. In Sanskritam, sahōrvaśyā means who is born with you. Sahi means friend. So here, saha vaśyāḥ means you are encircled by, you have company of many goddesses. Who are they? Vācāṁ Savitribhihi. Savitri means Savitri. Savitri means the Gayatri. Savita Devi, Savita, the action of Savita is progenic, to generate, to breed, to produce. Gayatri Mantram, that's why it's called Savita Mantram. It produces the Jnana Tejas Prachotayat. So here, Vācāṁ Savitribhihi means that power which produces the words. Vacha means the sound, the speech. The power that is producing the words in you is considered as the mother. Mother gives birth to this word. Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, Vaikari. So many things happen. A gestation happens and the words comes out of your mouth. So that is placed as a devata. In our Sanatana Dharma, it's so beautiful because everything is a devata. So if I can able to close my hand, close my fingers, raise my arm, open and close my eyelids, everything got a power, a Shakti. And each one has got a name. There's a Devata for it. We don't see why there is a Devata for it. You will realize it, when you get older, when the fingers cannot be folded, eyelids cannot close, you have no power. So the power is gone. So it is everything that we have is happening because there's a Shakti which is executing everything else. We are just a witness. We see it. We are going to learn that ultimately that we are Atma Sakshi, Sakshi Chaitanya. All this embodiment in all the actions happening as you, in you, is the Shakti Prabhagam. The Shakti is in so many forms. Here we are worshipping the Vagbhava Kutam of Ambal, which is from the shiras to the neck. Therefore, we are looking at the Vak Shakti. So the Vak Shakti, Vacham Savitribhihi, how are they like? Shashimani Shilabanga Ruchipihi. Shashimani means moonstone. See, when we saw in the first one, moon, Sharad Josna. 16th we saw as aruṇa-taraṇi. Here, Balatava. In 16th we saw as a young Surya, Udaya Surya. Here, Chandrakanta Kal, which is basically Shashimani. What you can say is that, when you look at the pearls, that is natural pearls, the shells open up and they get the dew drops, and then they open up to look at the moonlight all the time. The moonlight is reflecting, there's a total internal reflection, gets precipitated, and then it forms to the glorious luminous pearl. Like that, there is a particular stone, high radiation the stone is, it absorbs the sunlight, absorbs the moonlight, and then it amalgamates into the core essence of this. What is moonlight? Moonlight is sunlight reflected by the planet moon, the satellite moon. But the moon absorbs some of those energies out of this and releases back the cool, luminous rays of the sun. But all this, the underlying energy is called Agni. So that's why in Vedas we always worship Suryaha, Chandraha, and Agni. Trinetrams for the Parameshwara is this three. Agni is in the forehead, and Chandra Suryas. So here, this Chandrakanta Kal is like that Agni. It has taken up the sunlight and the moonlight, and then it produces an enormous power of luminance stored within it. So when you open it, Shashimani Shila Banga means just dismantle it. Then the Ruchipihi, the rays just comes out. What is this metaphor for? That is how your Vacham Savitribihi, the words that you produce by this Vak Devatas, is like this radiating power of luminance. What does it mean? It means every word that you utter reveals so many different meanings at different times. It is full of potentials, infinite ideas inside, profound. So depending on your Shraddha, depending on the Bhashyakaras, the different meanings come out of it. That means you are truly blessed by this Vakdevatas. That's what it says. So how this is Vakdevatas? Are they different from the Ambal? No, it is Ambal's power. In the Lita Sakashanama, we saw that the last class also. Om Padmaraga Shiladarshya Paribhavi Kapola Bhuve. That Ashtotram, that Nama itself is what is explained in this verse. Padmaraga Shiladarsha Paribhav. Shiladarsha. So Padmaraga, the stone Padmaragam, like a sashimani. Shila means the stalk, the rock. If you break it up. So this Vak Devatas, why, in the Lalita Sahasranamam, in the prelude, if you read it, when the samvadam happens between Agastya and the Guru, Hayagriva, he explains this because Ambal asked the Devatas, now you are risen, may you sing my names for my devotees' benefits. Because you see, the Shabdam is the pramanam for everything else. Without the sound, nothing happens. The sound has come through and you are taking a jiva bhavam, then you are able to express yourself. To express yourself, the aksharam need to be there. Aksharam means what? Aksharam means the font, the mudra. The akshara shabdam is the important one. Shabdam is everywhere, And I was telling this morning, like in some languages, you don't have certain letters. So you say in Tamil, you don't have ra or something like that. Or sorry, in Sanskrit, ra is not there. In Tamil, you don't have ba, ga, all that. No, that is incorrect to say because all languages, especially the ancient Indian languages, they represent all sounds. But the language has got two kinds of expression. One is a sound, other one is a form. The form is the lipi. It's a letter. Like Sanskrit took Devanagari as a letter for it. It can take anything. Tamil has taken a form from Prakritam, from Pali or something. So for any sound, you can create a letter. So why they have not done for all these letters, I don't know. But so language has no inadequacy. It is the application of the language features in use. Okay, I just sidelined. What I want to say, every shabdam that you hear, that you must use, is what builds your words, sentences, your poetry, your epic, your discourses. So what are those atomic sounds? The atomic sounds, according to Sanskrit, and in a way also Tamil also, maybe also in Telugu, I don't know, are of 51 letters. There are 31. See, for example, in Sanskritam, the vowels starting from a, I, u, ru, lu, all that, aha. This is avarkam, it's called. There are 16 of them. Then you have a kaga, gaga, chav, ta, pa, ta. These vargas, Manjananis or consonants, they are 25. Then you have the yara, laba, sasha. So if you add up all these things, you have 51 letters, but they are grouped into eight groups, subgroups. Avargam, kavargam, tavargam, pavargam. So what then they assumed, each vargam has got a devata. So if you have the avarga devata, that Vashini devata gives you the swaras, the vowels comes to you. Kavarga devata gives you that kavarga shabdam. Chavarka devata gives you the chavarka dabsham. So they make it easy for you to worship what you need to be endowed with. So that's how there are so many devatas there. So here, these devatas are coming up and they create the names and the forms. They will say, Payasana Priya is Ambal's name. Nishguna, Nirakara, Nirmaya, Para, Pashyanti, Beda, Beda Swarupini, Dharma, Dharma Swarupini. So many words are formed simple words, compound words, but all these words contain the aksharas. So you are able to produce wonderful sentences when you have the blessings of the Vagdevatas. So that's why the Lalita Sahasranamam is given this opportunity for us. That's why Lalita Sahasranamam, where the Bhaskara Raya, who is the Bhashyakara for this, called Saubhakya Bhaskaram. It's revered as a great book, great text. So there he classifies Lalita Sahasranamam, like how the Vedas are the respiration of Ishvara. The inhalation, exhalation becomes the Vedagamas. Ambal's words become Lalita Sahasranamam. It is very simple to use, Lagu. That's why Lobhamutra and Agastya, the first couple to do Devi worship, because unlike Vedas, unlike some of the suktas where you cannot really enter into it unless you are qualified to it. There is a Adhigara Bedam is there in Vedam. But in the Lalita Sahasranamam, men, women, no varnashrama impediments. Anybody can do that. That's why it is Lagu. And it is Lalitam. Lalitam means beauty. Our life is Lulitam. Lulitam means oscillating, bending, going here and there, purposeless life, wandering life we have. That pendulum that is rotating unharmoniously has to be harmonized. When it harmonized, it becomes Lalitam. The Lalitam is Ambal. So Lalita Parameswari, her names, when you pronounce it, the life becomes well ordained without you knowing it. You don't need, knowledge is not always needed. In fact, very often you don't need it. When you take a medicine, do you need to know what's the composition of this tablet? Do you check these doctor's qualification? No. You have a trust and you take it. It cures. Even though you don't know what you are taking, it cures. So like that, Lagu, Lalitam, Sahasranamam. But it's also called a Lakshanam. Lakshanam means it is in a particular place, it's in a Sostra Kandam of Lalita Ubhakyanam in the Brahmanda Purana. And it has got a very clear structure, none of the names repeat, and there are so much of grammar on it. Each name in Lalita Sahasranamam takes you a class, you don't go there. And it's got a Lakshyam. Lakshyam is what? You have to think of Amma, mother, outside or inside. Andarmukha samaratya, Bagirmukha Sudurlabha. Do Upasana. And there is a goal. Goal is whatever you want. Kama Pradayani. So, Lakshyam. And Layam. Layam is very important. Layam means, we say Alayam. Alayam means that the Anma gets Layam. Layam means rhythm, resonance, harmony. So your mind has to be harmonious, What is moksham? Moksham is not just disappearing somewhere. Moksham is freedom. Moksham is that you are completely free from everything else. Nirbhayam, abhayam. You are full of love, but no attachment. You don't own anything, but everything is yours. Can it be like that? Of course it can be. A child can be like that, isn't it? The child just runs around and everybody will take care of the child. Fearless. So that kind of thing has to come. You must have a heart full of this Laya Bhavam, Lalitam. So we saw all this in the last class. Now we go to in this also I would say one point I want to make. In the Gandhatvaram, Duradasham, Nityapushtam, Greshni, we say, like that. Here also the sweetness of the words for this bhaktas It comes as a fragrance, like madhukshira draksha was a nice taste. Here it is a fragrance, nice smell. Can words be nice with nice smell? It can be. Again, what you should remember, because we are not talking about hearing sense, but the mind that takes everything else. When the mind hears this, and you have a fragrance in you. Of course, in bhavana, we therefore saucham, clean your body, clean your tooth, and do tambulam, and all that they do in upasana. But what it really means is your words are full of nice fragrance. That means you are speaking good things in life. That's what it means. We're going to have another verse in some time later where Bhagavad Paral is going to say even Ambal's hair got a natural smell, fragrance. We're going to say that. Okay. Now we come to the 18th verse. Tanucchāyābhistē taruṇataraṇi. Sorry. Tanucchāyābhistē taruṇataraṇiśrīsaraṇibhiḥ. divaṁ sarvām-urvīmaruṇimani magnāṁ smarati bhavantyasya vana-hariṇa-śālīna-nayanāḥ. sahōrvaśyā vaśyāḥ kati gīrvāṇa-gaṇikāḥ. tanucchāyābhistē chāyābhistē. That comes tanucchāyābhistē taruṇataraṇiśrīsaraṇibhiḥ. divaṁ sarvām-urvīmaruṇimani magnāṁ smarati bhavantyasya trasyadvanahariṇaśālīnanayanāḥ. sahōrvaśyā vaśyāḥ kati gīrvāṇa-gaṇikāḥ. See, we are now transiting from the Saraswata Prayogam, which is 15, 16, 17, into something else. See, you got the jnanam. Jnana Shakti has come from these 3 verses. Then you have this Shuddha Rajas coming out. Because I got the jnanam, I got the empowerment in my words. Now I want to create epics. I want to do good things. So now the Rajas is coming out. That means you need a Kriya Shakti. The Jnana Shakti you have to acquire. Then Kriya Shakti you need to acquire as well. Because then only you can do things. To do the Kriya Shakti, what is Kriya Shakti means? Kriya Shakti means employing your knowledge and know-how to create an impact. Of course, it's a positive impact in the world. So that means you need the instruments of action, you need the resource of the action. So if you don't have all these things, you don't have the creative power. Idea may be there, ideation is there. Innovation doesn't happen with just with ideation. You need to implement this. So Kriya Shakti is what you need. So now the Parambika is going to be seen as Mahasaraswati, but Mahalakshmi. So Aruna Lakshmi. Why Aruna Lakshmi? See, the Bala Atapaha, that means the childlike sun, the young sunlight started coming out. Then it becomes Aruna, which is in the 17th visa. See, if you look at the sun, I'll give an example. You are in a deep sleep. You get up in the morning. You got up early, 5 o'clock you got up, you open the window, it is still dark. Okay? You go to bed again. And then you can get up, now the light is coming up. 8 o'clock, you open the curtain, sun is not coming, sun is already up there. Now you can see the whole world in front of you. You can see the garden very clearly. You can see the sky. You can see the plain. That means the light which was rising in the east as a young sun started growing, and then it is now soaking everything which is radiance. So everything is painted by the sunlight. It's so beautiful. So what you see now is the whole world, the earth and the sky, illumined by the sunlight. Now, what we have been training to meditate upon Ambal as the moonlight, then Ambal as the rising sun. Now, Ambal's sun rays are now soaking the whole world. That means Ambal is the complete universe. That means she is there, everything. Her light is everything. So whatever I see is Ambal. That means when I get up in the morning, what I see outside is the whole world. Is it not? Of course, we don't do that. No, when we get up in the morning, in the fraction of the second is the Brahma Muhurtam, it is called. We never capture the Brahma Muhurtam. Brahma Muhurtam is not just the 3 o'clock to 4:30 or the timing. It is not like that. It is the state in which you wake up from the slumber. What is slumber means? What does a deep sleep means? Deep sleep means your consciousness alone exists, but it has nothing to be aware of because your mind is carpeted with the ignorance. The mind is resting, we can say. The body is resting, we can say. Of course, the prana is running. But there is nothing. There's no world. You don't know whether you are a man or a woman. You are a Christian or a Hindu. You are a Brit or an Indian. You have a diabetic or not. You are poor or rich. Nothing. No differences at all. You are absolute bliss, but ignorant about that. But why it is blissful? Because you are at Brahman. You are like Brahman. Sachidanandam you are. Chit is not there. Anandam is there. You are completely blissful. That's the reason why we want to go to sleep. Who doesn't want to go to sleep? We may not like to eat the food again. We may not like to go to the same car again. We may not like to meet the same person again. But you'll always like to see your face. You always like to go to bed. Because it is you. The sleep is the bliss. So when you are at the blissful sleep, without any dreams, dream is also an existence, in a different existence, like you are existing now. The Jagrada, Swapna are called avasthas. Even sleep is also an avastha. Avastha means a nuisance you carry, an experience you carry. Why you say avastha, not anubhuti? Anubhuti means you are involved in this. You are completely soaked in this. But in all the experiences, you are always an experiencer standing outside. So the Brahma Muhurtam is when you are coming out of the deep slumber. By God's grace, you open. Who makes you sleep? Who wakes you up? You say your Allah makes you up, but there is, when we get up a morning, what guarantee that I get up in the same world, same time frame? No guarantees. I may get up in a world where it is Treda Yukam. Maybe I'm just a scavenger in the Ayodhya. I don't know. The time space differentials are very different. Don't know. Lucky we are getting up in the same bed. And lucky I have a power of pragyamigya, so I have a memory, remembrance. So it is a blessing. So when the blessing happens, at the kshanam, when the moment you open, your consciousness comes out to blossom in your intellect, you are Sat Swarupam. You are Brahman. You are none other than Brahma. This is called a Brahma Muhurtam. So that moment, you are there. Now, the idea is, why can't I hold on to it? Why can't I expand it? Why can't I be on that? Yes, you can be. That's the reason why everybody try to get at the Brahma Muhurtam and then try to retain that blissful nature. Either do dhyanam or something so that you can soak into that. But what happens is after you get up, after 6 o'clock, they normally say you when you go to bed, you have a dream, and then you have a deep sleep, and then you have a dream again, and you will get up. Even though you don't cognize your dream, you always get up from the dream if you are getting up after 5 o'clock. There is some dream going on, some mental shuffling is going on. So you don't recognize sometimes you recognize, and you get up. Therefore, after 5, 6, 7, 8, you get up, you are not in a Brahma Muhurtam, you missed the point. Okay, I just digress, but what I'm trying to say, if I am in the Brahma Muhurtam, I am the Brahman. That means everything I see is a Brahman. Sarvam Brahmamayam, isn't it? Ishavashyam idagum sarvam. Ishavashyam. Everything you must see as a divinity. So here in this shloka, Bhagavan is showing that you are, when I am able to worship you, meditate upon you, how I am going to meditate upon? I am going to meditate upon you as the whole world and the sky and the earth soaked by your radiance. So, te taruṇa-taraṇi-śrīsaraṇibhiḥ. Tanucchāyābhistē taruṇa-taraṇi-śrīsaraṇibhiḥ. Sri Sharanibhihi means Soundarylahari. Your beautiful radiance, which is like taruṇa-taraṇi, which is like a young sun. So it is not anymore in the east, it is already here. At 30-degree elevation, it is now producing light everywhere. Now we are talking about the Kriya Shakti. It is up there. It is making all the world known. It is how it is. Tanucchāyābhistē. It is like a tender rays, like a creeper, tender creeper. Each rays are like a creeper. It is just hiding. Hiding what? Divaṁ urvīm. Divaṁ means all this space. Urvi means earth. Divaṁ urvīm aruṇi-mani. Aruṇi-mani or aruṇi-mani magnāṁ. Aruṇa-mani means the radiance of the orange rays of the sun. Nimagnānam, it's been completely covered. The whole world is covered by your radiance. Now, yaha, whoever, smarati, who thinks like this, who smarati means here, dhyana, sanchayati, who is worshipping you like this, sarvām, divim, urvim, aruṇa-mani nimagnah. All the world are soaked by your radiance. Therefore, whatever I see, the flowers are just blossoming just in front of me, the little birds are coming through, everything is like you. So your bhavana becomes so tender, so loving. So how can you get angry at anybody when you get up like this? How can you feel miserable at all on the day? No, your day is already, it is a true good morning to you. Because you are getting up with that kind of a blissful awareness of who you really are, and everything is that radiance of the power. So this is how one should get up in the morning. So this is, if you can do that, if you can have that smarati, sanchayati, what happened to you? So there's a palam. What happens to you? Kati kati vaśyāḥ na bhavanti. Last line. Kati kati. Kati means how many? Kati kati means how many? So many, countless. Na gīrvāṇa-gaṇikāḥ. Gīrvāṇa means, again, this is when you go take a word meaning, it is a different meaning. Gīrvāṇa means beautifully done. Gaṇikāḥ. Gana means group. Gaṇikāḥ means the beautifully endowed people. Gīrvāṇam also means Sanskritam, well done. Anything that is well done is gīrvāṇa. So, how many will come? How many beautiful people, well done people will be vaśyāḥ, who will not come to you? And what kind of people they are? They are saha-Urvaśyā, gīrvāṇagaṇikāḥ. Urvashi, Apsaras, Tilottama, all these celestial ladies will come. They get attracted to you. They are under vaśyāḥ. Vaśyāḥ means, this slogan means vaśyīkaranam. Normally meaning they say vaśyīkarana Sakti, sarvāprāṇi vaśyīkaranam, Sri vaśyīkaranam, they say. You can attract a woman with this mantra. Vaśyārtham is right, but that is not what it meant. So here, let's see the vaśyārtham first. So all these Devakanikas, Urvashi, Apsaras, Tilottama, kati, how many people? Vaśyāḥ, they will get attracted to you. They get under your control. Vaśyā means taking charge. So if I am saying, no, I have vaśyam on you, means I take charge on you. So I am the one controlling you. That's what it means. But in real life, this is actually negatively influencing. So if my wife says, look, I have a maid coming there every Friday, fantastic. I have control over her. I tell her what to do. She does everything. My house is clean. Happy. But one day she doesn't come. 2 weeks she doesn't come. She panics. She's not coming. What am I going to do? Hey, you have the vaśyam on her. So all this loka vishayas, when you think you have control over them, they slowly take control on you. No, I take control. I take control of my diabetic. I take this medicine. I'm in control. Yes, but the medicine takes control of you after some time. So if you take that vaśyārtham, if it's just a Sri vaśyam or a Purusha vaśyam, whatever way you want to look at it, if I use the mantra, somebody get attracted to me, not attracted to me, I get control on them. It means I will lose control to them someday. So it cannot be that. Let's see what it is. But here it says poetically, how are they? They are asya. For him, they are trasyadvanahariṇa-śālīna-nayanāḥ. Trasyat means, trasya means danger. Trasyat means something which is under danger, something which is fearful, something afraid. What it is? Vana-hariṇa. Hariṇa means deer. Vana-hariṇa, a wild deer in the forest. It is now trapped in a corner. A hunter is going to come and capture it. So it is frightened. So then if you look at her beautiful eyes, śālīna-nayanāḥ, the nayanas which are beautiful become shalom. It just goes here and there. The eyes are so beautiful, but the eyes express some sort of anxiety, some sort of a fear, some sort of a lajja. Anybody, if you have control over them, they get, their eyes become very shy, right? So here it says, Apsaras and Urvasyas and all those people with certain eyes, they get into a control. But Urvashi, if you take Urvashi, Vashi means Vaśyīkaram. Ur means Urvi is the earth. So Urvashi is one controls the earth. That means what controls the earth? That means what controls everything in the world? Desire. So Urvashi is a desire. Desire for things. Apsaras. Apaka means water. Saras is the flow of water. So Apsaras is like a flow of water, like what comes and goes. What comes and goes drags you along. Asha. So all these are nothing but your desires. In fact, in Vedas, Veda mantras worship, they don't worship Vishnu or Shiva. That Shadab is not there at all. They worship only Indras, Agni, Vayu. The Indras are Indriyas. Those rishis are so magnificent. They sort out everything. They said, look, the devatas are in you, because everything you do is not you, your Shakti, because you are the witness. I am the witness. My Shakti is doing it. The Shakti is the Indriya Shakti. The Indriya Shakti is what make me to listen, to hear, to taste, to smell, to touch. So the Indriyas are Indra. The leader of the Indriyas are the Devendra. In the old movies, you see when a rishi is going up penance, Indra will summon immediately, okay, girls, Urushi, Tilotama, Ramba, go there, dance in front of them, under the rishi, entice him, spoil his penance. Puranic stories comes through. Think of it. If Devendra is worship worthy, would he do that? Should he do that? Isn't it bad? But these kind of questions should come to you when you read the Puranas. You should ask answers for that. So what it actually means is that, yes, it is possible, but here it means is that it's all about you. The Indriyas are in you. The Indras is in you. So I am listening now to this lecture in Satsangam. It is some useful to me. But then there is a nice smell from the kitchen. It is some sort of a sweet is being made. So my senses are going there. So what happened? A Urvaśyā has come. A delight has come. It is dragging you away from this. So if I have Vashyam on that means if I have a control on that, then I will say, shut it off. That thought will be shut off. If I don't have the Vashyam, if I don't have the control, I'm gone. That's what it means. It means all the desires that drag you along will come to you and you have lordship over them. Also great insight here. It's not that they disappear from you. You don't become with the nirasha, you cannot be without asha. Asha is, you can have this, ichcha you can have. Let's have the two different words. Ichcha is a desire to do something. Everybody should have ichcha. Ichcha is a Shakti. Asha is an ichcha which binds you in samsara. If you take it like this. So now I know something, I want to teach children free of charge. I want them to learn things. Ichcha. I want to go and do this for my own benefit. I want to steal this, or I want something else, or I want to, do something for my material benefit. That's asha. That can be a papam or punyam. That will be measured by the Chitragupta and then gives you the power of rising or falling. Pava punyam, samsara goes there. So never ever take that you cannot be without any desire. Desire is important to have. Desire to study, desire to get moksha, desire to understand Soundarylahari. That is not asha. Asha is that. So here, This Shakti, Urvashi, Aparna, all this Shakti. And that's why their eyes are, fearful, with anxiety. Because they are trapped. They are not coming with the dominance. They are not coming with that sly eye of, seducing you and taking away. No. It is like a vana-hariṇa, which has got trapped into it. It is poor thing, Please save me, rescue me. I am at your refuge. It's how it is. And imagine all the desires of your life that you ever have, all just bending in front of you. I am at your service. What a control you have. Then see, you must understand, you don't need to fulfill a desire to be happy. I want to buy an iPhone, so I'm saving money. Every day I get anxiety, I'm not getting it. The desire propels me to save money. I save the money. Now I got the iPhone. Once the iPhone comes in, I'm happy. Is the desire still there? Desire is gone. Therefore, what we normally take is the view happiness comes when the desire is fulfilled. Nothing wrong in that approach, because therefore you at least do some action. But you can look at it differently. Happiness comes when there is no desire. When you bought the Apple phone, you are happy. Is the desire still there? No. So can I therefore say happiness is there because there is no desire? Then you'll ask me, well, before I want to have an Apple phone, yes, you were happy. So your happiness gone away into anxiety and pressure because you harbored a desire to buy this. So it is not fulfilling desires gives you happiness. It is the absence of desire gives you happiness. Think about it. So that is what it is. Here, what it means is, it is not, okay, in this world you need to have desire, you need to have action, fulfill for the global good. But adhyatma tripti, your atma tripti, does not require anything to be fulfilled by action. Absolutely not. That means karmas I don't need. That's why Veda says, jnanam alone, jnanameva kaivalyam. But you cannot misuse this statement, because if it's jnanameva kaivalyam and I don't do any work, would I get kaivalyam? No, because jnanameva kaivalyam requires that you qualify to get this jnanam. How do I qualify it? Chitta shuddhi, drada buddhi, mind to be pure. How do my mind get pure? Work, save. You understand? So you have to, all this is, if you contemplate, it opens up, just not the sutram you read, the poetry and all that. Everything should give you a trigger to change your attitude. What's the point of learning all these slogas? That you recite well, you can sing all, that's good, great, you do. But has it transformed you or not? Don't wait for something I recite every day, something going to fall from the sky. Maybe it falls. Ambal may give you that, no problem. But she will give you with the mocking fun. You want money? Go, David. You want this, that. But when you are doing it with a transformation, that people see you, oh, you look very different. What happened? You look happy. You look free. Without you knowing it, you get changed. This is the beauty. Why you get changed? Because all this vaśyāḥ Shakti is just bending in front of you. You are the Ishatvam. You have the leadership on it. Vashīkaranam, you have it. That's what meaning of the Tattvartham is that. Because many books, they simply say, all the Devakanikas will come behind you, and what's the point, Even one wife is enough for me, and why should I have many of them? So it's not like that. You should really say, I have control over things. That's what you have to do it. So another point I wanted to say, Is it the Kama Purushartham? Is it bad? Asking for desires, but no. Very important, especially those who are in the grahasthashramam as a husband or wife or a family dweller. Your only way, because you are the dharmakarta, you are the one who are instrumental in making the world to go. Satyam vadishyami, ridham vadishyami is because of you. Your dhanam and tapam. How can you do all this dhanam without having money? Go and work. So work means you need to have desire to study, desire to find a job, desire to promote and fulfill action. Yes, all that you do. But when you do all these things, at some stage you will see you can be unattached to it. You still do it, you don't attach to it. You are there, but you are not really involved. So nothing affects you. So when you are in that stage, but it's not something very difficult to attain. You all have this stage. You don't realize it, Like watching a movie, When you watch a movie, so many things happen. Are you worried about it? No. Just enjoy. You may shed a tear, but heart of heart is not real, right? So that kind of a paripakkum, you train it, then much comes. But the Bhagavad Pada, this is what I wanted to say. Bhagavad Pada says in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Bhashyam, he says, Atmakamasya Atmakamatvat. So the true desire that you have is only on things that you truly love. Now, this comes maybe shocking to some of you, because who do you really love? Not your husband, not your wife, not your child, not your father, mother, not even the God. You love only you. Atmakamasya Atmakamatvat. That is the fact. Oh, I love my child. Yeah, you carry the child. You sit with her for some time. Then you will say, you ask the child, okay, go and play there. Don't keep on sitting on my lap. Go there. Husband normally goes for the business travel, but last 1 week he's not going anywhere. Staying at home all the time. And you say, when is your next trip? I want to see him off. The same way. This is a fact. Because Swatantram is you. Asangatvam. You cannot be attached to anything else. All this mother, father, husband, wife, all relationship is just a passage of time. You are performing characters. So that is attachment. Attachment will come, attachment will go. Love is not attachment. Love is eternal. Love doesn't really require any hold. Attachment is control. If I love you it means I attach to you means I have control. You cannot love anybody else. You should only love me. Control. So this is not, so Atmakamasya. So Bhagavan says, realize this. Realize it with both hands. Yes, I must love myself. Because if you cannot love yourself, you cannot love anybody else. If you're not happy in you, you can never be happy in anything else. So that happiness, that if you take, that is the only desire. I'm saying this is another way to control this. So the Vaśyā Shakti, all those ashas will come begging you to take them, because if you're not looking at them, because you're only looking at yourself. Then what about all other worldly stuff? They will happen. They will happen. We sometimes we think, we carry the whole world on our shoulders. The moment you die, everything continues. The tree exactly same, my house exactly same, the car is in the garage all the way. Children forget after some time. They cry for some time, they forget, life goes on. I do the same thing. So nobody goes anywhere. Everybody plays a game, because the desire binds you all. And you need to have ishitvam, you need to have control over the desires. That can be only granted by Ambal, because Ambal is the one who entwines you in these desires. She is the Leelavati. She is the one who Shivam is quietly sitting, watching. Ambal, the Shiva Shakti, is the one who comes out, creates all this drama, makes you play. And if you are a cry baby all the time, you don't want to play the game, you say, no, take me back, then you say, okay, fine, you get moksha and you go. If you say, oh, give it to me, I am unattached, then you are like Krishna. You're born every time you come and say, take avatar. Krishna gets humiliated by everybody else. Rama got hurt by everybody else. So none of the avatars gone through a happy life. But they were not unhappy because they know control over their Vaśyāḥ Shakti is there because of Ambal's Kripa. So I think we'll stop with that one. tanucchāyābhistē taruṇataraṇiśrīsaraṇibhiḥ divaṁ sarvām aruṇi-mani magnāṁ smarati bhavantyasya trasyadvanahariṇaśālīnanayanāḥ sahōrvaśyā vaśyāḥ kati gīrvāṇa-gaṇikāḥ asadoma satgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityoma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tasyate Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama. Superb session.